bottom since insert year I was born here because I don't really want to. Hello, YouTube!
Hello, YouTube and Alpha Geek Video. Tune in at alphageekradio.com.
Are we also on Twitch?
Notice that if you weren't already listening or watching. Never mind.
Shh. We do have people that listen and watch on the back end.
I'm sure we do.
Speaking of grey buttons.
That's right, we have a chat room, right?
We do.
Oh, right, we have a chat room.
we have the lovely Jared Azevedo and Dale Campbell flirting each other at the moment, so that's what it is.
Which is pretty much anything that happens in there, as far as I can
the
tell.
cutest people of this network that aren't female.
Well, that you know.
Well, you do have to give his birthday bottom a couple smacks, so, I mean, happy birthday, Jazz.
That's right. As of today, I am. Just to make Andy feel old, as of today, I am 32.
Oh, yeah, no, I know. I knew that coming in. I could tell. You young whippersnappers.
You're welcome. Can I remind you of my age? That'd be great.
Well, this will make Daryl feel better. He's no longer the officially the oldest person on the network. He just looks the oldest.
Right.
Between having a kid and being British and all that rain and crap, that rain and snark really wears on your age.
The rain and snark really that's the two.
I just never see the snark.
My drink arrived.
Rain, snark, and socialism really weighs on your...
Really rains on your brain. Oh,
Hashtag Merca.
It's not Geek.io.
It's Channel Geek.io.
It is? Okay.
Yeah, it's on irc.thinstack.net.
Yep, I was already on the network. I just hadn't joined.
Or you can join at geek-io.net/live, where you can also listen to the Alpha Geek Radio simulcasting of this show. This is totally not a pitch.
Not a sales pitch?
Not a shameless plug?
Not a shameless plug. That plug clearly has all of its clothes on still.
All of its clothes on. All of them.
Okay, I watched the right Hansel and Gretel, right? Because it was like 4
Maybe.
of them on Netflix.
I don't know. There's like 20 million.
The one with Hawkeye in it.
Right
Yeah,
here.
did it have Hawkeye in it? If so, correct one.
If it had Droopy Dog in it, you're good.
Whatchamacallit? Was that Jean Grey?
It was.
Yes, it was.
I'll save it for the show, but yeah.
All right.
So there's a list of all the Hansel and Gretels there. So have fun with that. I got that open for later conversations.
All right, we good?
We're good. I'm gonna.
I'm good. Are you good?
I'm good. All right, let's get this party started in 5, 4, 3, 2.
This podcast recorded before a live internet audience. To learn how to listen and watch live, visit tunein.alphageekradio.com.
You are listening to a podcast of the Geek.io Media Network. For all of our shows and more, visit geek-io.net. And to help support the network, head over to patreon.com/geek.io.
Hi, this is James Gershner from SixHorizons.com, and you're listening to Geek.io, where we put geek in, and do we geek out? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we geek out.
Hey you. If you're listening to this and don't want to hear expletives, you probably shouldn't listen to it. It's gonna get interesting.
My sister and I never saw our parents again. It was just the two of us. But we learned a couple of things while trapped in that house. One, never walk into a house made of candy. And two, if you're gonna kill a witch, set her ass on fire.
This is the Geek.io Rant and Review with your hosts, CJ Boat, Jared Azevedo, and everyone's favorite Aussie, Dale Campbell. This week, can you do sweet ninja moves in a dress? Do you, for some reason, have heavy artillery in the Middle Ages? Well, then grab your troll friend, because we're talking about Hansel and Gretel, Witch Hunters.
It's clear I didn't listen to that intro before.
Didn't listen to it, man. Gave it to you
Awesome
yesterday,
intro.
last night.
You're going to have to add another name to that, by the way. Welcome to Geek I.O. episode number 104, our rant and review of Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters, recorded Thursday, the 7th of May, 2015. I'm CJ Peter Stormar Stash Voot.
I'm Jared Edward Trollin Azevedo.
I'm Dale Androgynous Spike-Hardwich Campbell, yeah?
Nobody understood what any of that was.
That's
Androgynous? Is that like androgynous? I think it is. I'm not sure.
Oh, and I'm Raul Garza.
Yeah, you didn't read your special title.
He's not reading. Oh.
He's not in the notes, is he?
He is
No,
in
he's
the-
not in the notes.
He's actually in the notes.
Oh, you want me to, I'm Raul. Wipe the booty, guys.
It's booby, but sure. Wipe the booby, yeah?
Yeah.
Wipe the booby, yeah?
These opening credits are on fire, young.
See, Andy did it right. Andy got it right.
Oh, it's clear that Raul is new to this.
all my work, and Andy's the only one who got it right.
I got mine right.
I screwed up my own.
By the way, we have to say this up top. Happy birthday to Jared Azevedo, everyone.
Yes. Couple things before we get in. Happy birthday, Azevedo.
Thank you.
Your present is White Witchery. Have fun with that.
And I also want to welcome to the show on a, as far as I'm concerned, and he's not told me anything other than this, so we might get a surprise. Permanently joining us is Raul Garza,
Hello, hello.
who might get his intro right by the time we're done with written reviews. Oh, yes.
What was that?
They said he might get his intros right before we get done with written reviews.
Maybe. He'll
Maybe
learn,
there's
he'll
six
learn.
left.
This is the first guy. We didn't prep him at all.
No, I messed up
No.
the first time too.
Well, that's
That's
because you made
yours.
up your own the first time.
I
But at least you
made it
stuck
my
on
own because I forgot that there's actually show notes. I'm a professional.
You are
As
a
you can-
professional.
Yeah. Right.
That's why you nailed it this time.
Yeah.
Nailed it. Yeah.
boy.
All right. I don't have the trailer, so we're gonna skip that.
I put it in the
Darn,
box.
that's terrible.
Yeah, we're gonna skip this. Seriously, we don't need to play the trailer for this thing.
Yeah, we do. Come on.
Yes.
All right.
You know you want
This
to.
is Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters. It's only on U.S. Netflix, so Australians and, as far as we know, anybody else in the world has been saved from this fury.
Apart from
Movie
me,
synopsis.
because I take a bullet for the whole country, allegedly.
Movie synopsis: Hansel and Gretel are bounty hunters who track and kill witches all over the tiny world that they have. As the fabled blood moon approaches, the siblings encounter a new form of evil that might hold a secret to their power.
All over the world in 2 counties. I digress.
Yeah, the entire Middle Ages England world, which is England
Which is-
and that other England over there.
Which is only about 20 miles.
Yeah.
This movie actually came out 25 January 2013, so pretty new movie.
So no excuse for it to be this terrible.
Oh,
You actually
It
thought
has-
it was bad?
Great, it has
Yes.
a great cast. It has
Yes, I did.
Jeremy Droopy Dog Renner, also known as Hawkeye, and he's Hansel. Gemma Arterton is the pretty lady in Bond movies and Prince of Persia as Gretel. Famke Janssen, permanently 47, Phoenix as Muriel.
Permanently.
Permanently, she's been 40. She looks like she's been 47 for like the last 20 years. Phila Vitala, I don't know what else you would know her from. I didn't actually pay too much attention. As Nina,
don't know.
No, I don't know her from anything.
she other than
You would know her from Twitter
the
and
other,
Instagram and
the
those-
other pretty girl in this.
The other? There was
She's-
another one?
Yeah, Gemma, and then her.
Sorry. I thought you were saying.
Oh, you would know
yet
her
another.
as the
She's
girl
not
that
done anything
did-
else in America. She's done Finnish movies because she's from Finland. That's why you can see
Yeah.
her heart beating.
True.
She floats slightly above the ground.
Yes.
A little bit.
She works very well as a witch.
She's a great
Yeah, there
witch.
was no wires. So,
No wires. She's just she's really
She's
floating.
the only one without visible wires. And freaking Peter Stormare, who's in everything of all the time, as the douchebag sheriff pornstache.
what's really
Porn
funny
stash.
is because maybe it was just that he was the devil in Constantine. I actually expected him when we first started watching the movie to be the big bad. Like
That's
just
legit.
the way he was behaving, but I think they were trying to do that. They were trying to like spool
Yes.
it up as, look how horrible he is, and he's just trying to watch over his town, but he's just a little mercenary about it. But it just,
Hey,
And that fell flat. Literally, he fell flat. Sorry.
And we haven't
no,
got to do
that's
any
really
of these since the original Rant and review. We have a Phineas and Ferb connection.
Oh, wow.
God.
Peter Stormare actually played Whiplash in Phineas and Ferb Mission Marvel.
Phyllis and Fab.
So he did his best
Like you
Mickey
do.
Rourke impersonation.
Lord.
Really? You played that version of Whiplash?
Yeah.
Wasn't there better versions of Whiplash we could do? I guess
No.
Disney doesn't have the
No.
rights.
No, there's no better versions of Whiplash.
I mean,
That
the
is
opening
pretty
of
much
this
as
movie,
good as you get.
it was just me. It felt like Monty Python, the witch scene.
a little bit. I
Yes.
expected a
Which
giant
one?
foot.
Which scene?
The witch
Which
scene.
beginning of this movie?
The one at
Which-
the top?
Yeah, which beginning
Yeah.
of this movie are you talking about? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna get to that on the second half of the show.
Okay.
Um,
We'll stop
Trivia.
now.
Trivia, yay for this movie. The reason why Droopy Dog keeps stabbing himself in the leg is because he's diabetic as a result of his experiences in the gingerbread house as a child. In the original script, Gretel was also supposed to have an eating disorder as a result of the same trauma, but this was not included in the movie because Gemma is too pretty to be shoving her finger down her throat and throwing up in the middle of the...
Yes.
They called it the
And-
sugar sickness, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Sugar sickness.
And
And
man,
why would they need that in the movie anyway?
for days?
Yeah.
Because they needed something in this movie.
From like a short, like you can't get diabetes from like I'm gonna eat a lot right now. I'm pretty sure that's not the way it works.
It's magic candy.
It's magic
Exactly.
candy.
It's witch candy.
It's magic.
You eat
They
the candy.
put,
you
they put a
get
spell
diabetes.
in the candy because they're witches. Duh.
So this should come as no surprise to anybody. This was originally panned by mainstream critics, particularly for what they saw as its weak script and gratuitous violence. However, many horror genre critics were more positive, viewing this film as unpretentiously entertaining. The film topped the domestic box office on its opening weekend and was a major hit in Brazil, Russia, Germany, and Mexico.
Germany's not
worldwide
surprised, by the way.
No. Its worldwide theatrical run gross exceeded $200 million for a production cost of $50 million. Due to the commercial success of the film, which was planned as the first part of a series, Hansel and Gretel, Witch Hunters 2, was put into development.
But instead,
No.
what we got was Hansel and Gretel got baked. So, got that going for you.
Seriously,
Um,
that's a
Actual, I don't
By the
think
way,
that's
this-
the actual sequel.
No, there
No,
yeah,
this is-
yeah.
No, that is a
That is
Hansel and Gretel movie,
actual
but it's
sequel.
not. Hansel and Gretel 2 did come out, or didn't. It was never made. Well,
Not Witch Hunters 2.
no.
Safely.
Yeah, not Witch Hunters 2. They had everything planned out for it, just, nothing. Nothing
Like
at
I
all.
said, we got which Hansel and Gretel got baked.
The best part of this
And-
one, you can wonder why Famke Janssen, a well-known actress, is in this movie. Possibly a B-level actress, B-level star. In an interview with her at Cannes 2011. Did I say it right, Dale?
Ken.
Cannes.
No, there's no S. I believe it's just
No.
Ken.
Oh,
But-
Ken.
I could be wrong.
2011. She stated she took the role as the head witch because she needed to pay off her mortgage.
Jesus.
Hey, that's a good a reason as any.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. If you need the paycheck, then
Can't blame her.
Medieval witch.
Yeah. Jansen has stated multiple times that since 2007 she was prepping her directorial debut, bringing up Bobby in 2011, where funding and distribution had gone through hard times, partly due to the 2008 economic crisis. She also had not done much acting in that period of time.
Which is more of a factor than the economic crisis.
Yes.
You're not working and you don't
If
get
you're not
paid.
working, you don't. Anyway.
Well, you know. She took all this
despite
bad nuclear
portraying-
money and did something with it.
Yeah, right. Despite playing brother and sister who are supposed to be close in age, Jeremy Renner, Droopy Dog, is actually 15 years older than Gemma Arterton.
To no
And it's not
one's
clear-
surprise.
Nobody's surprised. Yeah, he's completely like melting the entire movie, and Gemma's like perfect and hot.
Well, and also, like it's I understand that there was supposed to be an age difference because when they showed him as kids, but it's like no, he would be easily 12 or 13, and she would be like a baby.
Yes.
Because they don't look
Yes.
anything remotely
Oh,
the same
they're
age. So
They're twins. Didn't you hear that?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's weird.
clearly.
They told us that several times.
Yeah, he's 12. He's 12 minutes older, and she should know that. In the opening, and so there's domestic budget was $50 million. Domestic gross, it made $55 million. So it made its budget here in the United States and made $226 million worldwide.
Which is why we get terrible movies with the Hansel and Gretel thing on it. After
Well, yeah,
they just make
Because they're
so
trying
much
to
money.
bank on that happening, and yeah.
That's why we have 4 Transformers movies.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And this is why we have 4 Transformers movies.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Exactly.
There's really no good quotes from this movie other than Hawkeye dropping a bunch of F-bombs in this entire movie. So I decided
lots of F-bombs.
Right? I decided to switch it over to goofs instead because, well, there's a lot
It's
more
the fun
of
in
those.
this movie because there's a lot of them.
Because somebody has to have fun in this movie. In the opening scene where the father is silhouetted against a curtain while holding a lamp, the glowing lamp is part of his shadow.
That frustrated me.
I noticed that.
Cannot
I'm like,
tell you how.
The articles in the newspapers on the opening credits have nothing to do with the actual article titles. 2 of them are exactly the same.
Yes, I noticed that. That whole montage is just.
When Mina is tending Hansel's wounds next to the lake, his arm changes positions between shots, resting on his knee, then his thigh, then his knee again. Yay, continuity.
Continuity director. Add continuity.
Okay.
Sorry, script supervisor. I think is there.
Yeah.
And they didn't do this whole movie in one shot?
Yes.
This wasn't a single shot, maybe? You sure?
No.
One
I don't
day.
think they did many takes, though. I'm just kind of
No,
guessing.
clearly.
Yeah, they're like, good enough. Next.
Yeah, this is alright. Nobody's jumping off screen on this one, even if they are, we only have enough money for one take. We only have $50 million, folks. And a bunch of it was spent on our actors.
So the director of
pretty much
this
all of
thing. So the director of this thing, Tommy Wirkola? I think that's how you say his name. Why not? Is most famous for directing the Dead Snow movies because they're a bunch of fun. So that's who we're working with here.
Right.
Nazis in the snow.
And the final goof that I liked and drove me crazy, when Hansel and Gretel are in front of the house, he eats colorful candy and she eats the white icicle. When they go inside, they're both colored faces.
If
That
that's the
drove
thing
me
that bothered
crazy.
you the most,
No, not most. Not most. So this is part of the show where we discuss the production quality, and this is where I tend to geek out about things. But I'm going to let somebody else do the honors of telling you guys what I thought about this movie's production.
This is shit, this is shit, this is shit.
Well, all right.
No, you cannot defend the production quality of this. There were tracking blue screens with people with visible wires on them and not moving
There was.
whatsoever.
A nice cartoony special effects. I mean, like
Yes.
straight up cartoons.
and then the overgore.
which was
Overglow was
fine.
fine.
That was kind of its point, and it
Oh,
was
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
But
That
I
was
will
kind of the point
say,
of the movie.
that the troll practical effect was pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Like that was like Henson level stuff.
It actually reminded me a lot of Hoggle from the Labyrinth, or from
Yeah.
Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't like the love story between the two of them, but sure, that's another topic for another time.
yeah, that was a little awkward. I will. I
The
will.
troll himself was
Oh, you
not too bad.
smushed that guy's head for me. I love you.
A little
I don't know, I
awkward.
guess anybody who can smush Peter Stormer's head is
But
worthy
the troll
wrap
itself,
up.
getting back on track, not to bury down in this conversation that we can have on the other half of the show, wasn't too bad. Like I liked that. That's probably one of the things that I liked about this movie was the way he looked and moved.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like the larger the effect was for this, the better it got, which is weird, because the small people level effects were just absolutely atrocious.
I wanted to punch someone as soon as the movie started, but that's fine. That's what it is. With the strange fly over the forest scene that we saw like 9 times during this movie. But anyway, they could have done that so much better, like framing that differently.
Well, okay, no, this is sort of production. So I love that the witches are supernatural creatures and they can move like super fast and fly and stuff. Hansel and or Gretel always seems to be like, oh, well, one of them is chasing you, and now the other is somehow in front of you again, or hitting you from the side again. It's like, is there a tiny circle forest that they're just like? So I didn't understand how. I understand they're witch hunters, but the only thing that's supernatural, if we're led to believe, is that they are, they're immune to black magic. Period. Full stop. And
he got bit by a radioactive piece of candy, so now he's has the power of all the candy, I guess.
Yeah,
yeah, sure.
Yeah, I wasn't sure they were ever catching up.
And it's got edited out, but they have teleporting powers. I thought that you didn't know that, so you're fine. That's how.
That explains it all. Never mind.
That's in the director's cut.
About the not being affected by black magic, the witches kept on picking up stuff with black magic and hurling it at them.
Yes.
So it's like.
Yeah, I didn't like that. It's not.
You're immune to black magic, but you're not immune to
shit being thrown at you.
There's a whole separate discussion, but that's story. We're just talking about production here.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
No.
In the production, you could tell this was made for 3D. You could see the scene.
That slow-mo thing at the end, dude, that was insane.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
The glass coming out of the window, that was just like, what?
Yeah, I'm glad when 3D kind of goes by the wayside and we move on to something else, because I'm really tired of like, oh, look how cool this is, whoa!
Well,
yeah.
see, the funny thing is I don't mind spoiling the beginning and the end of this movie because it didn't have a beginning or an end, so...
No, it's fine. This is 2 years old, we're good.
Well, it's not necessarily...
spoil this all you want.
If you have to spoil an ending of a movie, the movie has to have an ending to spoil. That's my point.
Something else in production. Anytime you see a character that looks like they spent more than 30 minutes on makeup or hair, they're going to be part of the main story.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Like the first girl you see, the one that they accuse of being a witch,
Mina,
she's going to be...
Yeah.
But
the only other decent-looking person in this
She's wearing
movie.
lipstick, so she's in the movie.
But that was kind of... I didn't mind the makeup thing, mainly because the point that they were trying to make is the witches look like average people, for audio listeners, that was air quotes, in the village before they kind of transform into witches. So I didn't mind that they made them...
Only the one witch can transform. Only the one witch. Yeah, you didn't pay attention to the rules, Dale. Only Femke Jansen could change her form. And then the good witches didn't look crazy.
This is the sound of my head hitting the desk. But anyway.
I'm just here to bring the facts. I'm just here to explain the facts here. So
Facts.
Just facts.
Just facts! Dun-dun. Anyway.
There are some rules in this universe, apparently. They don't always stick to them, but there are some.
They only apply to everybody except for Hansel and Gretel.
Yes.
Because they're supernatural.
They can have whatever powers they need.
And yeah, I'm
Because
glad
it's
that
Hawkeye.
they did some practical effects. Like obviously, all the witch makeups were practical stuff. But they overuse CG, of course. But
As you do in a movie like this, though, the point of a movie like this is you do CG over the top. You have to.
Yeah.
But I didn't think that there were certainly some things that were like, oh, okay, that was kind of neat, and then it was like, oh, but they're gonna do it another 30 seconds. They're just gonna, and it's like, okay, this is I get what you're doing, but this is getting a little ridiculous. And I mean, I think that was, as Dale said, that's the point. But yeah, I am glad they did do some practical effects though, because I could have seen a movie that the witches were completely computer generated, and it would have been terrible looking. So I'm glad that
but we don't know that if that's in the new movie that came out this last January. No, Hansel versus Gretel is the most recent installment direct-to-video one. It's last night. Yeah. So. For you.
And that's what we're going to be reviewing next week.
Hansel versus Gretel, where the two of them turn on each other. Because we really need that story. Was it just me, or was there too many fade to blacks at the beginning of this movie?
Yes.
Like they couldn't figure out
like fade to black and then fade into like the same scene. It was ridiculous.
In the forest, fade in, fade out. At the house, fade in, fade out. The witch opened the door.
There's a reason why I'm not talking too much in this, because I'm gonna rage and I don't feel like raging.
Fine, we'll do it for you. But yeah, there was way too many fade to blacks. But the funny thing is, that stopped after the opening credits. Well, there wasn't as many after the opening credits. That's when they started doing one take.
It's like they put a lot of money into that opening.
See, that opening scene is their memory as children, so it's only...
Which we need to be reminded about every 5 minutes.
Giant
like we don't have...
gaping. Yes, please, remind us that we were children and kidnapped by witches.
Did anyone else find that bothersome, by the way? They kept reminding us that they were children every 5 minutes.
Hey, they were Hansel and Gretel. It's like, really? I didn't know.
They were in the...
I forgot that's Hansel and Gretel.
I didn't... Okay, I didn't mind the... We're going... Oh, sorry.
No, it's like, oh, are these the people that we're following? Because I figured we were following 4 other people in the movie.
I thought this was Benjamin's story. I thought it was his story.
It's all about Benjamin. Which one was Benjamin? Is that the annoying little kid guy who became a sidekick at the end? Spoiler alert.
I like that kid.
I was actually expecting the kid's name to be like Van Helsing or something like that.
The perfect.
name is Van Helsing, yeah.
What's your name? Benjamin? Benjamin Van Helsing.
He did get shot at, so, that's fun.
No, he didn't get shot at, he got shot.
yeah, he did.
He got shot at, whatever. Same thing.
Only in the arm, just a flesh wound, 'tis a scratch. He got shot in the arm and he was fine.
I did love Hawkeye going. I did love Hawkeye going. Oh, you right there, buddy? Yep. Sure thing.
Well, he's like, I'll shoot the witch through you. It's like, I don't even care. You're in the way. I will shoot you anyway.
And the witch didn't get hit at all.
No. But
Yeah.
the point was to kind of let him go so they could fight for 5 minutes in the
So we
worst
turned this into
dance
Geek.
move ever. Some of the choreography on this movie was a pile of shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the choreography? That's still production, right?
Production, yeah.
One comment
It's
about-
rough going from Daredevil to this.
See,
choreography.
I haven't watched Daredevil for a reason that we are watching, apart from next week, terrible movies, so... I did say apart from next week. So...
Apart from
last week's wasn't... Snowpiercer got a good review from us.
Snowpiercer was good.
RoboCop was last week.
RoboCop was
last week.
RoboCop got a nice meh.
Yeah.
Just a nice flat meh.
RoboCop was what it was. But anyway, the choreography in this movie was was bad. It was so bad. It was bad. So bad. Make it stop. I was screaming at my computer going, make it stop. Make it stop.
It was so like inconsistent. The fight scenes were janky. Like you obviously had a choreographer who this was either his first movie or like he's done nothing but like rom-coms before this.
Or it was the Korean
Rom-com
ones where
fight
they did,
choreography.
Elite
Do they
Squad.
have fight choreography in rom-coms? Is that the thing?
They have dance choreography.
It's the guy running through the airport always.
I want to find out who the choreography on this one.
It just. I seriously had to keep reminding myself that this was an MTV movie and not a trauma film. Like, just the production quality of this entire movie was that of a trauma film. It was
And they had 4 production houses. I counted. 1, 2,
right?
3, 4.
What the hell?
Well,
I
I'm
was like,
assuming
oh,
there
that's never
was
a good
like
sign.
one that did all the practical effects, and then they had 20 others doing three others doing all of the okay, we're gonna focus on this one fight scene digitally, and it showed because it's like, okay, yes, we get it,
Yeah,
lots of
right.
explosions, arms being torn off, yeah, that's yeah, okay. Story movie story.
I can't even.
Can't even do this.
Even.
No, the different times
You have to
switches
say
was
something.
actually interesting.
CJ, you're limited to a sentence. Sum up your thing in a sentence, so you don't rage too much. A sentence.
For production?
For production. Go.
Can you do it in one sentence? And not a run-on sentence.
Yeah, just add
not a
commas
run-on
in there.
sentence? Okay. I did better in high school.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. Alright. That's fair.
Now,
I gotcha.
God. Okay, something I'm a huge stickler for is editing, because that is something that I did the most and did the best when I was doing production. And this is not even a thing. I won awards for editing and tight editing and direction and things like that. So editing is a huge thing for me. And when you are literally doing black fades to the same fucking scene,
That
it is
really pissed me off.
ridiculous.
I'm not even a person who won award for editing in my in my day in multimedia in grade 8. I at least got an A- on my friggin' film though. It was better than this.
It just, oh my god, and not even just the video editing. The sound editing was way too weird on this, because you can't even keep a consistent bullet sound in this or arrow sound in this. Sometimes the arrow sounds will be extremely loud. Sometimes they will be so quiet you can only know that she's firing an arrow because she's pointing it right at the screen, because fuck you, we're in 3D.
Well, and also I love that this follows the trope of, hey, my scabbard for my blade has a whetstone in it, because every time I pull it out, it goes shing, and it's like your blade would be garbage after 3 times of doing that.
So this person, by the way, just getting back to the choreographer, Sam Hargrave is his name, and he has done a shitload of things. So he is the stunt coordinator for the Hunger Games movie.
Okay.
What?
Stunt performer in the Lone Ranger. Terrible Tuesday movie night connection there. Just want to put that out there.
Performer.
Performer.
Okay. So he
Assistant.
jumped off. He was Army Hammer jumping off the train on the horse.
Yes. The mechanic he was the fight coordinator for. I haven't seen that movie.
Oh, it was actually not bad.
That wasn't too bad. Let's see. Runner, he was the stunt double for Justin Timberlake. And a few things that are coming out. He's the stunt double for Chris Evans in Captain America, by the way.
What?
Guards. Yes.
Oh, wait, no. Stunt double. He's fine. That's fine.
Stunt double. But those are the only He is the fight choreographer in the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2.
That astounds me. That really astounds me.
And he is the stunt coordinator in Captain America Civil War. So, just a few
Oh,
credits.
God.
He's done 71 stunt credits, this guy. So,
Okay.
have fun with that.
I mean, everyone has a bad movie now and again. This could have
Yeah.
been his.
True. He could have been his
This
bad
is
movie.
true.
Before that,
He
he
had to
did
pay-
stunts in Gangster Squad, and after this, he
Gangster
did...
Squad!
Or
But
maybe, you know,
do we
he
wanna-
just
do we
was
wanna talk
pulling a
about my
paycheck
movie
and he was
then?
only half-hearted doing this, and they didn't have enough
Yeah.
time to
Yeah.
practice the stunts, and, you know, it was just kind of a one-take, do the best you can, and, you know, he just did what he had to do. Might be that
Well,
kind of a situation.
It can also be a you want what now? Like he's looking at the script going,
You want me to
"Oh,
do something
okay."
with this? Alright, fair enough.
I wanted to know
5,000 ninja flips and then tries around the tree. It's like, she's wearing a dress. You know that, right? And it's like a Renaissance dress. You can't really move in those, per se, especially to do flips and whatnot. But yeah, okay. Well, let's throw some wires on. We'll figure it out.
We'll work with that.
What did you guys think of the? I guess you would call them steampunk weapons.
Oh,
I actually, as much as they were
They
out
were
of
cool,
place, I
but
liked
they didn't
them.
make any sense. Like,
No, they
how
did.
do
They
you
made
get
no
no
sense.
weapon
They were
artillery.
really
in
cool.
the- This is like
No
Middle
weapon
Ages,
is-
right?
Yeah, no weapon in this movie
Yeah.
made any sense.
Maybe
I
the
was-
crossbow.
They were
Well,
cool.
that-
I'll
A
give them that.
crossbow I can see. I can see the
like
crossbow.
it was like okay, it has like it is self-winding and blah blah blah, and that's fine. Until at the end of the movie, they brought out the chain gun, and I was
I
like,
do
Yes.
like
What?
that wind-up
Gatling
electric
gun.
toy.
No,
Are
no.
you kidding me? You're telling me you're sitting there on this, Thursday night, 7th of May. You're telling me that you like that wind-up electric toy. That
No.
brought the
It was
toy.
cool, but it wasn't.
Oh.
It didn't make any sense.
But it was
Well,
cool.
I mean, they
It's
did
clear
have
that they
one in
were-
Sherlock Holmes, didn't
they
they?
had to have something to gun down the.
Yeah, but
They had
it
the
was
same
kind of
thing.
clear that they were going for we want
No.
people to cosplay this, and that takes me either a cult status, which this movie didn't do, or be a good movie, which this movie didn't do.
Mhm.
Yeah. it failed on both counts. Thank you,
All
check please.
three counts. I cannot tell you a person that cosplayed from anyone from this movie ever.
Well, because it would just look like anything else. I mean,
Yeah.
there was
Exactly.
nothing that set this movie apart stylistically from any other, like Van Helsing or the Dracula movie or like none of those. It's the generic, sort of medieval steampunk. So there was nothing special about the style of this movie. It was just kind of generic.
Yes, everything is old and medievally, but we're gonna use modern language and have bullets.
And guns.
Bullets.
Yeah.
Not even and like automatic guns. Not even
Oh,
like
what?
muskets.
What was the thing that the sidekick kid? What was he supposed to be shooting?
The magic fold-up gun. I
The
don't
magic, the witch that was flying on the broom.
know. She
No,
shot
no,
the witch. No,
What-
no. The
was
gun
it a
was some kind of
shotgun?
weird
Yeah.
rifle.
Oh,
no,
that
no.
guy.
Oh,
That guy.
It was a bullet that turned into a buckshot.
Yeah.
Which is, yeah.
Which
I
makes
mean, they have
more
legit
sense.
rounds. That's a thing. That is not how they work. But whatever. It's a movie. I understand that. But yeah, all the weapons just kept going like more and more ridiculous. The more of them we saw. But shall we get into story? Because man.
We're gonna take a break.
Okay. Everyone, take a deep breath.
Yes, we're gonna take a breath, especially me, and we're gonna
At least
take.
there's
take
no
a break.
marketing conversations on this episode that Dara can get mad at, so enjoy that.
Yeah, right. All right, and then on that note, we're gonna be right back. During the break, we're gonna play some Professor Shy Guy, You're a Cad from History 1-1 featuring Molly Lewis because everybody in this movie is such a cad. Also, we have a segment for the show. First time, strangely enough, since the first time we did Rant and Review. We're gonna let you get a little surprise on that one during the break. So on that note, folks, stay tuned. We will be right back.
This Geek.io podcast network program is sponsored by ProXPN. ProXPN is an uber secure VPN that believes you should be able to use the internet how you want to by encrypting all traffic that goes through it. It keeps your data private, your IP is completely hidden, so your location is secure. It keeps you safe from stupid cable 6-strike rules and more. So say if you live in Australia, much like me, and really want to access and pay for Netflix in the US, ProXPN can mask your identity to make you appear wherever you want to in the world. It's like traveling from country to country, but without the very expensive airfares. Keep your traffic safe. Go to geek-io.net/ProXPN and use the offer code GEEK20 for 20% off the really, really low price, starting at $6.25 a month. We thank ProXPN for their support of the Geeko network.
I got bad news for you. Your t-shirt sucks. You should take it off and buy a new one. And the best place to buy a new t-shirt is www.geek-io.net/tfury. Because I can have a t-shirt, you can have a t-shirt, but you better not get it from anywhere else but T-Fury. I am JD, and I approve this message.
This Geek.io podcast is brought to you by my first book, Chronicles of Athalor, The Heart of the Deimos. Do you like post-apocalyptic fantasy novels? Then this is something for you. In this book is a tale of fantastic creatures, vengeful gods, and even a cyborg dragon. Chronicles of Athalor, The Heart of the Deimos tells an engrossing story set in a rich and fleshed-out universe, and it deserves to be placed on your reading list. Head on over to geek-io.net/Athalor to pre-order the novel for just $4.99. This novel is also a contender for the Inkshare Sword and Laser imprint, so help me win by getting me in the top 5 authors. Pre-orders are open for a limited time only, so head on over to geek-io.net/ATHALOR today.
Welcome to the Geek.io's Gamer Geeks news for the week of May the 4th, 2015. I'm Raul, and let's get started. Paying a visit to scottgames.com will treat you to an image of a Five Nights at Freddy's animatronic holding a top hat with the words, "The Final Chapter," and the date of October 31st, 2015. In a blog post on the Oculus site stating that the consumer version of the Oculus Rift will be shipping in first quarter 2016 with pre-orders later this year. And so it begins with Disney Infinity 3.0 edition that will have figures from the Star Wars universe. In an announcement trailer posted on YouTube, there will be 3 sets of Star Wars figures, one for episodes 1 through 3, 4 through 6, and the new Star Wars The Force Awakens, set to be released alongside this winter. GOG.com has released a beta version of its GOG Galaxy, a DRM-free online gaming platform. The platform will provide one-click installs, backup copy downloads, offline support, and the ability to turn off auto updates for games, and rollbacks of game updates coming soon. With the news of Konami canceling a new Silent Hills game, the playable trailer, also known as PT, is no longer available to download from the PlayStation Network store, even if you had it in your library, but the local content is still playable. Nintendo released a Splatoon Direct this week, highlighting many of the features including game modes, weapons, matchmaking, and gear, with 3 new amiibos, as well as post-launch updates of new weapons and stages. Thank you for listening, and check out geek-io.net, where you put geek in and you geek out.
So now you want the whole world to notice that you've come around. Now you expect we'll see how you're really so much better now. I know the truth, I won't waste my youth on a cat and a bounder, a dog and a cheat. All the lives that you've had, all the hearts you meet. You're a rascal and a rogue, a villain and a crook, still I tug at your line. I'm a fish on your hook. I should be better, but
what's the point pretending that you could be a better man? Just give in, since you always end up right back where you began. Still I know the truth, but I have a sweet tooth for a cat and a bone, a dog and a cheat, all the lives that you've heard. You're a home to eat, you're a rascal and a rogue, a villain and a crook, still I tug at your line. You're a fish on your hook, you're rash and you're hasty, you're reckless with my heart, still I wait by the phone. I won't ever get smart, I should be better, but I Still I know the truth, but I have a sweet tooth for a cat and a bounder, a dog and a cheat, all the lives that you've had, all the hearts you read. You're a rascal and a rogue, a villain and a crook, still I tug at your line. I'm a fish on your hook, you're rash and you're hasty, you're reckless with my heart, still I wait by the phone. I will never get smart, I should be better, but I was.
All right, that was Professor Shy Guy and Molly Lewis with You're a Cat. Trying to stay topical to the show-ish, you know, something. Pick a song that reminds me of the movie. So you know, stereotypical.
You're a
no,
cat.
I mean, it's a great song, and just kind of like trying to improve this a bit, because this is the part of the show where we talk about the story and also our opinions on everything in full.
Let's start with the story, shall we?
Yes.
So, okay. So the synopsis of this thing. Hansel and Gretel are bounty hunters who track and kill witches all over the world. As the fabled blood moon approaches, a fight held clearly in the middle of the day, the siblings encountered a new form of evil that wild the secrets of their past. Sorry, I had to inject that little bit of...
No, I thought about that as well. I'm just like, oh man, freaking shooting day for night bullshit. Thought we ended that back in the 80s. Holy shit.
Well, this is a movie based on an 1893, fairy tale. So that's the opera.
Very
dates way back then.
I will say.
I would say that this movie is more based off the 2002 film more so than any other version of Hansel and Gretel.
Well, this movie came at the time. Came at right off the heels of Once Upon a Time and Grimm being extremely popular.
So, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
That never happened. Okay.
Pride, Prejudice, and
the
Zombies.
same year
That's
as Jack and the Beanstalk.
Dude,
possibly.
I would much rather watch Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter than this again. If you sat me down and said you have to watch one of these two movies, I would absolutely watch that one again before I'd watch this again.
I would
say off topic.
I want to rewatch
Judge
Jack
me
and
if
the
you
Beanstalk.
must. But I read Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, and the book is so much better than the movie.
Oh, that's usually
the book is actually really, really good. The movie is
Jack
awful.
and the Beanstalk came out in 2010.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Because I remember for a while there, they started remaking all these fairy tale books.
Yeah.
As a dark kind of thing. Van Helsing came out in 2004? I thought that was later.
So
sure, why not?
I had a complaint about the whole, hey, we're Hansel and Gretel, we're witch hunters.
I had one complaint.
One of my main complaints is every time they fight, what is Hansel's main weapon?
The shotgun thing.
The shotgun.
The shotgun thing. Would you not have a strap so it can't be knocked away from you?
No, don't be ridiculous.
I noticed that too.
That would
you have a
ruin
shotgun in the Middle Ages. Why would you need a strap for it?
Why
But it
would
was
you need a
just- it
strap
was
for
like-
it when you can
They had
carry
invented
it
the
over your
strap, yeah.
shoulder and mod catwalk your way through a scene?
Well, and
Yeah.
so, yeah, it's basically, don't worry, I have a shotgun. Oh, every scene, it gets knocked away by... And I love that wizardry in every movie devolves to a slap fight.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah, especially.
ultimately, that is what wizardry is. Like, Harry Potter turns into that. I will say the Hobbit movies turn into that. Like, all the Lord of the Rings...
Yeah,
Like,
carry on.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, I get slapped with magic. It's okay.
Yeah,
And-
but yeah, go on. Go on.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing each other against walls. They're literally just going with their magic wand against each other, and it's like, this is not cool wizardry. You guys need to do more
No.
with it. I don't know what, but you need to do more than what you're currently doing.
Something.
But there are
You need to do
fights
something.
in The Hobbit that do start with slappery.
Start.
I refer.
But-
Yeah, true. They start with slappery, not necessarily end with slappery. Which I prefer a fight start with slappery because
I love it
then
being
you
called
at least-
slappery.
you can at least elevate from there. But I don't know, which would bother you more, like starting with magical powers or finishing with magical powers? If I say the word slappery more, I'll be kicked off the show.
It's just, I mean, it's the whole Gandalf and Saruman at the top of the tower. What are they doing?
Yeah.
Flinging each other around and slap. It's like, okay, so you have telekinesis. Do you have anything else? That's great.
Ah,
And
but
this
see,
movie totally devolved into that as well.
if we had magic, then that Donkey Kong barrel scene from the second Hobbit movie would not need to exist. I am okay with this.
Telling me that wasn't magic? Are you telling me that wasn't magical, Dale?
It was magical in my toilet, but that's alright. So.
I had a question about. Go ahead.
No. I've those are two things that extremely bothered me about this movie, among a huge list. But I will let someone else talk as well.
Okay. The Blood Moon was once in a generation.
Twice in this movie, by the way. Yeah. Yeah, dude, that's insane.
Yay, breaking your own
Rare
rules.
occasion, and they had two of them within what? I want to say 20 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you have two
I mean,
within an hour and a
Blood Moon
half.
is a real thing, but I think it happens more often than that. It's not
Well,
once.
it did in this movie.
No. I mean, way more often than that.
What, twice
Yeah,
within
Blood
an hour and a
Moon-
half?
Blood moons happen, like real blood moons happen typically around 3 to 4 times a month or a year. So, I understand people had shorter lifespans back in the Dark Ages, but man,
They're not fruit flies. They don't die in 3 days. So
Those are blood moons, but they're not the blood moon.
okay.
The blood
Fair
moon
enough.
only happens once a
I
generation.
forgot the, sorry.
The blood moon.
Not a blood moon. The
Are
blood
we
moon.
gonna go into the good witch and the bad witch?
Well, before we do that, let's talk about their parents.
Okay.
The worst parents ever.
Before we even
Second
talk about
worst parents
that,
ever.
before we even talk about that, according to earthsky.org,
Still blood moons, okay.
yeah, blood moons. These
Blood moons.
blood moon, 4 successive total lunar eclipse in these years. So there's basically 8 occurred in the 21st century. It's pretty much 2 per year. And this is what this website's saying.
Okay.
But it's
On
super
average.
rare.
Yeah, super
Yeah.
rare.
Super rare.
The blood
The first
moon.
one,
The
the first
blood
one occurred in 162 CE. That's what they're saying.
Yeah. So it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Totally
And
ridiculous.
full stop. This okay. We can continue about how shitty this movie is, if you will. Back to regular programming.
All right.
Rather
So,
just
so
be
we got
done with
so we got the
this.
bad witch coming to get my kid to get me. Not my no. They get my kids because they can't get me. So I'm gonna just randomly stick them in the woods, the dark woods. 'Cause that makes total sense. And leave them alone.
Yeah. Because
and then the villagers are gonna come and because I'm a witch they want to burn me alive. And I'm a good witch, so I don't hurt humans, but I can't use my powers to save my own life at all
Yeah,
because
that's what I don't understand. It's like she doesn't have to use them against humans, but she could break the bonds, remove the firewood, and run.
Or put out the fire. Couldn't she like make wind or something?
Or,
Rain.
or-
That might be worse.
Just run. That she doesn't have
Just
to
run
do that,
away.
but
Or
just
hide inside that
run.
layer that was under the floorboards.
Exactly. What?
Hide something, anything. I mean, you just stuck your kids out in the dark woods by themselves.
And then hung the father when he was
But
walking
that's
back. By the way, that really annoyed
Don't worry,
me.
kids. We'll be right back.
I'll be right back.
Well, and also, that's not how you hang someone. Dave.
No, not usually.
What kills people is the drop. You don't like, I'm going to pull them up and wait till he strangles to death. It's like, oh my god, that's not, I mean, I'm not a fan of
This is
lynching.
the Middle Ages. This is the Middle Ages. This is hard times. This is how we hang people.
By the way, Andy wants to say he's not a fan of lynching, but
There's a correct way to do it where the person dies instantly, and there's a way to do it that, oh, he'll hang there for like 15 minutes and slowly asphyxiates. Like,
Well,
that's
he's
not
a witch lover.
okay.
He's a witch lover. He deserves to be slowly killed by hanging. And what was he
Why-
hanging
why am I
from?
laughing
He
at
was
this
like-
conversation? I
He was
don't
like
know.
200 feet in the air, and there was no trees or, he was above his house. So what was he hanging from?
Same thing the Spider-Man
hanging
shoots as well.
from the rafter, from the roof.
Magic
Didn't
crane.
see that.
Oh, there were tons of trees around. That is not going to be a point that I care about. Like,
No,
oh my
he
god.
was hung from the rafter of the roof. They just extended the log magically, by the way, because the log wasn't there when we had the overhead shot 3 times of the house. By the way, then magically we come back in color to the roof being extended out so he could be hung. That doesn't make sense. You cannot magically extend the roof of your house.
Because he knew that he was going to get hung, and he wanted a convenient place to do it right next to home, so he had that, like, addition.
If I'm going to be lynched.
For the audio listeners that cannot see my eyebrows being raised pretty much to my hairline, that's ridiculous.
What would the contractor say? It's like, oh yeah, can you build me a lynching pole or addition to my
The
house?
extension on my roof. Don't ask what it's for. Just do it. I won't be able to pay you though because I'll be dead. Oh wait, I didn't say that out loud.
Wait, no, never mind.
Never mind.
Carry on.
And so, honestly, I was surprised. One thing surprised me about the movie is he woke up and the Good Witch had sort of tended to his wounds, and they like kind of zoomed in on a scar. I kind of thought that she had somehow cured his blood sickness. Not that you can, cure diabetes with surgery, but I mean, that was not the
They
most.
didn't have surgery back then in the Middle Ages. Duh, Andy, duh.
But it was just the whole thing of they specifically zoomed in on a scar and then sort of panned back to show that he was like recovered. And it surprised me that they didn't do something where she had cured it, but no, they had to use it later when he's like, "Oh, I'm such a gimp," and he uses. And also, apparently, they can
Really?
create insulin in the past. What?
Well,
Like,
I mean, how are you going to have this plot device if you don't create it?
Yeah. And diabetics should be angry at this movie. Angry.
I don't think that's how diabetes works.
No,
I really don't.
this is ridiculous.
And my magical watch that tells me when to take my insulin.
Yeah, right?
Anyway.
I always keep it with me every few hours, even though I get knocked out for like a day and don't take it, and then
I'm not a diabetic, but
or I'll die.
don't you have to take insulin after you eat? And that's one thing. Second thing is
He was hanging
diabetic
in a tree for like 12 hours, and then he went to the healing place, and he never took the insulin.
Precisely
and then
my
he's fighting-
point. He didn't
and then it's
eat,
like
so-
3 hours later, and oh god, I'm dying because I didn't. Whatever.
So, I mean, isn't it a movie trope, like action, where like one person is having a good time and then like their partner is having like worst time ever?
Oh yes. Yes, that's absolutely. Yeah, because, I mean, Gretel sort of was having a rough time of it, and Hansel's like, hey, I'm in the pool with the other chick. And I also
You get
was
the troll, I
surprised.
get the.
But she had a troll. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I was really surprised that they didn't have something to do with him drowning later, because they actually mentioned it. He said, I don't deal well with water, and I really was surprised that did not come up later as a.
There were too many other Chekhov guns that they had to.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very very true.
That scene bothered
There's
me
only
because
so many
they
Chekhov
go
guns you
in.
can have.
They go into the pool and it's like chest high.
Yeah, it's like
Drown, chest high water.
And I love the fact before he gets in the water, and when she kind of magically
Disrobes.
takes the dress off in one suave motion. Is that
Because magic.
is that what?
Witch
Is
powers.
that what? Witch power. Well, yeah, it's manageable.
Sure.
I'm not a witch, but still.
Because,
Anyway,
because poor Hawkeye, he just can't get it.
I love that they made the
The
Hawkeye's
only
like,
way,
oh, we're doing this, are we? We're doing this right now. Okay, gotcha.
like, wait, oh, that's what you want to do.
That's
Like,
what.
wow.
That's the type of
I have
swimming you
to-
want to do. All right.
I have to
gotcha.
literally throw my naked self at you to get the point across.
Well, he's awkward. He hangs out with his sister all the time. What do you want, dude?
Yeah.
I don't know. He had better chemistry with his sister.
That's a little creepy.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
No,
You're
I'm
not
not.
wrong.
But no.
Wrong.
But
I'm
hang on.
not saying that's not creepy.
Let's flip
Oh, it
this.
was creepy. It was pretty
Let's
creepy.
flip this. Let's flip this. Gretel hangs out with her brother all the time, yet she ends up hooking up with a troll. I'm confused on which one's more creepy.
Yeah.
This is also
I
factual.
don't really want to pursue any love interest that they show in this particular show. Oh,
And ladies and gentlemen, this is what you
Are
call
you-
overanalysis.
Are you saying you're against human-troll relations, Dale?
No,
Are you
that's
that
not what I'm
close-minded?
saying. What I'm saying is that
You backpedal now.
She couldn't like the love interest from her couldn't be the Benjamin.
He's stumbling all over himself. I love it.
Like that couldn't be her love interest. It had to be a damn troll. Like,
God,
Come on,
Dale is
give
so
me a break.
intolerant.
Yeah, he really
Right?
is.
The troll community, you guys are going to get emails. I'm just saying.
You're gonna get emails from the troll community.
All of them are named Lou.
Dude,
Wow, you said
what
that.
are they gonna ride in on their ponies?
Anyway.
Anyway. She
All
could have
right.
had another love interest other than the troll. That's my point. I have nothing against trolls, and the opinions of Dale Murray Campbell do not resemble those of the Geek.io Podcast Network or the fellow hosts on this
All
program.
right.
Anyway, carry on.
All right. So
what about
yeah.
that? The bed. Well, bedroom, but where she's asleep in the bed, and then like Hansel. No, listen. And Hansel's just passed out on the floor.
On the floor. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I had a weird dream. It's like, it was just a dream. Go back to sleep. And he
We
rolls
need another
under the bed.
flashback to their childhood.
Rolls
Yeah.
back under the bed.
Yeah.
It's like, you sleep under the bed? That's a little
Yeah.
weird. Whatever.
Go away! I'm gonna hide under the bed.
don't talk about that. I'm going to drink more. You're diabetic. You probably shouldn't do that. Bad idea.
Shut
That's
up.
right.
You're sugar.
So I take my
Yeah.
insulin every 3 hours.
Because he's an
My magic
alcoholic
insulin.
as well, apparently.
Everyone's an
Um,
alcoholic.
And how about that? One of the trackers that the sheriff sends out comes back, and Hansel's like, he moves that kid right in front of him, right before he blows up.
Oh, yeah, that was actually amusing. Like,
I like
he's
that.
probably going to explode. And then just,
I
like,
like-
casually moves him over.
I liked
that-
Benjamin, by the way. I liked him. He was a nice break from this movie. I'll give him points for that.
I've got one more thing. They said they needed a heart of a powerful Grand Witch, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Apparently you're
so
just born
because
into
she's
that.
the
Yeah.
okay, all right.
You're just born into it. If you're born a Grand Witch, but
Yeah,
I
there's
don't
no
know.
studying.
You don't
I like
become
that,
a Grand
like,
Witch.
if you're born a Grand Witch, then...
Yeah, exactly.
So crazy, so
We agree, Raul. We totally
Grand White
agree.
Witch.
That's weak. Another
Grand
week.
Witch is not something you can achieve. You just have to be born into it, I guess. I don't know. Sure. Seems
Once
legit.
Grand
Witch is
Witch,
a
always
born,
a Grand
not a
Witch.
Okay.
You know what? That's my saying in life.
Oh man, CJ, you're being really quiet. It's creepy.
It is really creepy.
I can't even.
So does anyone want to hear the inner dialogue, the inner Dale dialogue at the beginning of this movie? I literally have it written down here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
All right.
sure.
So sure. All right. So where does this movie? This, by the way, written this like 5 minutes into the movie. Where does this movie start? ... Never mind. I think it's now. The shitty cell animation is really making me angry, and the news articles don't make any sense and aren't even relevant. I could have told you. I could have told you that without. I don't know what the hell this is. I could have told you that without even being stabbed or being put in an oven, or even going to a witch's house. I watched The Crucible as much as anyone else did in Year 12 English. By the way, that's a part of our curriculum is to watch The Crucible.
Year 12.
Yeah, grade 12, whatever the hell you guys call it.
12th
End of
grade.
high school. 12th grade, whatever.
Senior year. I don't know. Whatever.
Senior year, there you go. Same thing. I could really do with some cookies and milk. Insert Dale pausing this movie and going downstairs and grabbing some cookies and milk. That's better. Never mind. My milk was not on wooden shelves. Milk on wooden shelves. Yum. This brings back horror memories of me watching Troll 2.
Ouch.
The
Ah, you
end.
did that?
And also the
And
missing
me.
children pictures on the
Insane.
milk. I really wanted to stab someone in the face. Like,
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm pretty
I love it.
sure that didn't start any time before 1978. I have no idea. Like, it
But I
wasn't.
haven't
totally
enjoyed
started
my
then.
inner dialogue for the first 10 minutes of this movie. So have fun with that.
Oh man.
It's more of that.
Get some more
Yeah,
of that.
Dale inner dialogue is fantastic.
By the way, I think I may have just given away the mashup that I have for this movie, so we'll save that for when I give my Tito score. I have to mash two movies together to form this movie, so I may have just given that away. But anyway, carry on.
So there was only like one way to that altar, right? Like only one path they could fly in, right?
Sure.
Right? You know exactly what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because flying, you have to stay low to the. Oh wait, no, you don't really. Have to do it.
Except if you're one of three witches, and then you can fly really high.
You can go over it, or you can go under those barbed wires. Like what?
Maybe they thought they had planes flying overhead, and they would shoot them down if they saw them.
That doesn't explain going under it.
What is this, the
It
village?
wasn't even
Realize
nighttime,
this.
was it? It was like the sun had already come up, right?
But by the way,
Did the sun ever go down? I don't know. I can never keep
Yeah,
up.
it's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell when it's daytime.
Oh,
Always
the whole
daytime.
thing filmed in daytime.
Always
There you
Which
go.
is weird because it's in England, so there was a lot of sun there.
No. Do we want to talk about that scene in more detail?
No, we
Which
don't.
one?
The blood moon being filmed in the middle of the day.
The witch party? There ain't no party like a witch party.
Yeah, but one thing I know from whatever you do at the witch party, do not eat the fucking candy.
You get the diabetes. You get the diabetes.
Magic diabetes.
Magic diabetes.
All right. Any other
You'll
notes
have to
before
take your
we go on?
insulin shots whenever it's convenient for the plot.
When
Anyway,
the
I
plot
can...
allows you to.
Alrighty. Notes. Don't laugh at your own jokes in a terrible movie because that makes it even worse.
Yep.
So,
Sure does.
that is what it is. By the way, when the witch in the forest, I think that's what. I'll read the note out and see if I can make sense of it live. Did she say Dale when she was killing that one person? I swear it was. I need to cap that audio out. She said, "Dale," and then she slams something. I don't know.
I've already sort of blocked details from this movie out of my brain.
Yeah, I got nothing for you there.
And then in brackets, I go, bad witch one-liners because of the your gardener is better. What? That whole scene was filled with the shit that didn't make sense. Filled with shit that didn't make sense. Ben is my hero. I literally wrote that here.
Nice.
I liked that character. Come on.
You just thought he was cute, dude. Let's be honest.
Yeah, well, you know. That is it. And he's cracked the Dale. Cracked my code.
Yeah, it was a pretty hard code to crack. Oh no.
Oh no! Dale's gay and likes cute men. Oh no! Shocker there. But you have to
He's
agree
cute.
with me. He was kind of adorable in his own little way. Socially awkward, so as well. Which he was meant to be the comic relief? Question mark.
Yeah, he was a witch nerd, so you know, you can't help but be a little awkward when you're
Exactly.
really witches.
But think about it like this: any nerd of any type of any subject matter is a little socially awkward.
That's what makes them a nerd. Yes.
Yeah. Gotcha. But still, like, yeah, he was, you know, he was kind of cute and kind of the comic relief. Was he meant to be the comic relief?
Yeah,
I think so.
I mean, other than their quippy one-liners, yeah, I think that was.
Yeah, I think so. He did wipe the booby.
Which, by the way, ding.
Just one. Just one.
Boobies in this movie.
Oh,
Full
yeah,
frontal
there we go.
boobies.
Half a booby.
No, in the swim scene, she turned. Oh yeah, one booby. I suppose we only saw one.
That's
Oh, yeah,
Go
only one.
movie.
Only one.
Anyone.
Somewhat.
And
What was this movie rated? Was it R or PG-13?
This.
It's definitely R. There's way too
there's
many
too many
F-bombs.
yeah, rated R for strong
Towards
fantasy
the
horror.
end there, it seemed like they were trying to meet their quota or something, right?
By the way, get this. Rated R for strong fantasy horror, violence, and gore, comma, brief sexually nudity and language. Brief. And then brief nudity.
Brief sexually nudity?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it was relatively brief. There was, wipe
Was
the booby.
brief. And it did.
And the wipe the booby thing wasn't even a booby.
No,
it was
no.
top boob.
Top boob.
Top boob.
What are you doing?
And yeah, it was a horse noise in this movie, so you know what that means. CJ.
Get a new one or the classic?
CJ.
You shouldn't bring these things. I'm working on other projects.
CJ, you should be fully paying attention.
Quiet over there.
Hold on. Damn it. Hold on. So, are you looking for... hold on. I got this. This one? This one's
gonna
damn
pull
it.
Let me repeat. Check. No, that's not the one.
The summer movie smack.
Damn it, Jared. Shut up.
There was boobies and horse noises in this movie, CJ Boat.
I'm totally messing
Damn it, you love my joke.
Shall we get Tito's here?
What was that?
Yes, let's get to the
Something
damn
about horse nudity? I'm confused.
Horse nudity, yes. Gotcha.
Yes.
And I don't know what wind-up toys. Glad that was
You can't
funny
laugh
for
like that if
someone.
you're like 3 minutes late with a joke, dude.
No, it was more so to interrupt him. It was great. That's what I was looking for.
Exactly. And I don't know what wind-up toys could bring. I don't know what the hell that was. Oh, that was with the troll thing. I don't know.
2 seconds.
Dude, you should drink less when you're watching these.
That would imply that I was
Right.
drinking while watching this. That would be fun.
Yeah, right?
Tito's.
Cheetos. All right, let's do the Cheetos. Do them Cheetos.
Do them Cheetos.
All right. As always, let's go with Birthday Boy first.
Oh, you don't want me to go first.
Yes,
Yeah.
you do.
I've got my alternate,
Yeah, we do.
I've got my alternate title here, okay?
Oh, okay.
Alternate title, Hansel and Gretel. Witch booty. Alright, so bring out your shotguns and your rubber crossbows that jiggle every time you sling them around. Because I'm about to be sacrificed here. Because maybe I was just in a mood. Maybe it was just a weird blood moon as I was watching this movie.
In the middle of the day.
I had a lot of fun with this movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's fair.
This movie's dumb. Writing is bad. The acting is terrible. The special effects are cartoony and over the top. But man, I laughed. Gosh, this was a funny movie. It was just so bad. Like, I just had such a good time watching this movie.
And that's the reason why we do things like this, though.
Like, I don't know. I guess I went in with such low expectations that I just enjoyed it for what it was. And because of that, I'm giving it a 6.
Wow.
Wow.
I know.
Heyo.
I'm breaking the system. I'm breaking it, but
No,
dang it,
no. This is the most egregious of the other. If this is the most egregious of the reboot stuff, then
Yeah,
I'm
I know,
okay with this.
No, it's a 6.
Because
I'm
I'm
still not
in the
saying
sheet
I'm not
right
giving it
now.
a high. It's not a 7. It's not an 8 or anything higher. I did enjoy it
I'm
more
in the
than
sheet
I
right
did enjoy
now,
it more
so-
than RoboCop though. Like I
Who
think
gave? I mean, we have zeros in here. We have a 9.5 for Encino Man. We have a 9 for Color of Magic. We have.
Oh, that piece of shit. Don't remind me that that thing exists.
is that me? Are they not my
No.
score? Okay.
That was John.
Okay.
Was that a Terry Pratchett?
Yes.
Yes.
Dale, you can't
It was-
bag on Terry Pratchett, man.
It was pretty. I enjoyed it. They hated it, but it was pretty good.
All right,
But
Dale.
watch
What
the
is your Cheetos? Moving on.
I too, like Jazz, had fun with this movie. It was bad. It was shitty. It was terrible.
Yes, it was.
It was right up my alley. So that's what I get into this business for, is shit like this that is just so bad that you just can't help but sit at a computer screen, yell at it, and laugh, and just have a blast. This movie was literally the Crucible mashed with Groundhog Day in England, and for that reason, I too am going to give this movie a 6.
Wow.
All right, Raul. Your
All
first
right.
keto.
Your first Tito. By the way,
The movie was fun. The plot was you saw it coming a mile away. You knew what was going to happen before it happened.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Except for maybe Peter Stormare's head getting squished, but
I didn't actually expect that.
no, I was not expecting that.
come on.
I kind of thought he was just going to go quietly into the night, and then that was it. Like I said, this movie was fun to watch. I mean, as soon as I saw the MTV logo, I expectations.
Oh, here we go.
Just fell. But it was fun to watch. I mean, I'm not gonna go looking for this movie, but if it's on TV and it's like the last 5 minutes, maybe I'll watch it. But yeah, I'll probably give it about 6.5.
Oh my
God.
Wow.
Higher.
All
Okay.
right, Andy.
I give it a 6 was because I enjoyed it more than any of the other movies that we've watched.
It was fun. It was laughable. It was just bad. It was bad. And the
So
Crucible.
my significant other and I started watching this movie while inebriated a while ago, and we did not make it through it. And so I watched this movie 1.5 times, and I'm very sad for that. I'm giving this movie a 3.5 because
That's
a
fair.
movie
It deserves
that
that.
I would recommend to someone has to be at least a 5. There is no way I would recommend this to anyone that I know.
I'd recommend this to the right person.
I would recommend this to people who listen to this show. I would.
Okay.
People who listen to this show and
Fair
want
enough.
a movie to make fun of, that it fits that criteria.
Yep. All right. So, my turn.
Go.
I've actually seen this movie twice. I've seen it once when it first hit Netflix with the family, with the adult family, and actually I remember having a lot of fun with it. Again, it was horrible. It was shit. It was but it was fun. This was a fucking chore this time around. It was so bad. I had no fun whatsoever. The only fun I had in this was staring at the pretty girls. And that was it. Literally, that was it. And Peter Stormare's head being popped off. So, given the fact that the script is shit, the acting is shit, the editing is shit, the direction is shit, the choreography is shit, I'm giving this a 1.5 because Gemma Arterton is very pretty.
Wow. So you gave a higher grade to Wieners. I'm just going to put that out there.
Yes, I did. Because I laughed at Wieners.
That's right. CJ laughed at Wieners.
CJ laughed at Wieners. Okay.
So that brings the average Cheeto to 4.7.
Which is fair, because think about it. That rates just below RoboCop.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fair.
See, the thing is, a lot of this
Rather
might have
than
been the
Wieners.
fact that I've had a really shitty week, and like I've been working so much that I cannot get into the right mind.
Definitely informs these numbers, absolutely.
Yes.
And the fact that I didn't make it through this movie the first time, and then I was like, "Oh, Hansel and Gretel, okay." Like that's
By the way,
totally
dude,
one
we
of my-
gave you the option to not watch this movie. I just want to put that out there.
Yeah.
We did.
You did?
We
I
chose
just wanna-
this.
Yes. I asked you live on air.
Oh, because I literally had just watched RoboCop like a week and a half ago, but it was so meh that I didn't remember anything about it. I was not going to watch it again. that was not happening.
I think RoboCop would have been okay if it had been about 40 minutes shorter, which I think is why this movie was so much better, is because it was 40 minutes shorter.
Yes.
It's not as long as this other movie. It's much better. Wow.
Oh man. So one moment, I'm
Control
checking
switch.
something. I'm getting 1 second. I'm checking something because I might override something here. Damn. Sorry, I'm looking at the old list and I'm like, man, I really want us to watch that. Man, I really want us to watch that. None of them are streaming anymore.
Aww.
I was looking to see if Cool World was still on Netflix, and it's not.
Oh, it's not? Oh, that actually
No, it's
surprises me.
not.
That seems like a very Netflix movie.
Is Cool Running still on Netflix?
Wow. I would totally watch that again. It's been
God, I loved that movie as a kid.
since I've seen that.
In other words, I'm just really trying not to watch the interview. All right, so let's go ahead and wrap this up. You can reach the show at twitter.com/geekio show, facebook.com/geekio show, our site, which has everything on it, geek-io.net. You can contact the show, submit your own segment like Raul did. No, I won't bring you onto the show. That was actually in the plans before Raul sent me the thing that he sent in today. To geekioshow@gmail.com, or you can submit it via voicemail at 727-489-4335. That is 727-489-GEEK. Just remember, we record every Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time over at geek-io.net/live, and mobile listeners can listen to pretty much this on pretty much any device you can think of. Tune in to alphageekradio.com.
Exactly. Next week, we're off on an adventure. Yay! Who doesn't like a good adventure, right?
Yeah.
Right. We're off to the
Everyone
movie.
loves an adventure.
We're off to the movie theaters, guys. So how exciting is that? So grab your popcorn and sit next to us, CJ, Jared Vito, me, my hot model date, and Ral, to watch Avengers 2. This time, it's personal. When Tony Stark and Bruce Banner try to jumpstart a
Dormant.
Dormant.
Dormant McBroomley.
Dormant McRomy peacekeeping program called Ultron. Things go horribly wrong, and It ends up Earth's mightiest heroes to stop the villainous Ultron from extracting his horrible pants.
Can you guess? Can you wonder
Who
why
wrote the
you wrote this?
IMDb?
Can you take a guess that where Dale got
I-
this from?
IMDb, you are terrible. I'm gonna not read the IMDb
Can you
synopsis
read
anymore.
them? I'm just wondering.
I can
What
read.
was Ultron from enacting his terrible plans? Terrible plans.
With his speaker,
Wow.
he was echoing. There's a
Oh, no.
major echo.
Not it.
Not it.
Burr, 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 burr. It's Raul. Raul, you're echoing.
No?
All right.
Is it me?
I think so, yes. All right, so for the first time this year...
The Summer Movie Smackdown Update.
Yes, indeed, it is that time again. It is time for the Summer Movie Smackdown. Yeah! It has begun, and to nobody's surprise, Avengers is ravaging the box office.
Yeah, shocker. I'm shocked.
And,
I am shocked.
and
Paid
we
quite a bit for it, so that
Yes,
evens
he
it out.
did. Well, and because we had a mix-up already, whoa, burger, burger. All right, Welcome to Me opened in 2 theaters, so we made a change up to Edge of Adeline, which I made a it's pretty much the same movie, just a different name. So the results: Raul with Avengers bringing in $4.03 million, and me with Age of What's Her Face is wait, I just realized Age of Ultron and Age of Adeline.
2 different movies.
Whoa. It's deep, man.
But brought in $2.74 million. The fact that I'm only $2 million behind Raul tells you how really drastically different our game is than other people's games. So next up, Dale's movie with Hot Pursuit, which actually looks kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't even remember which one that is, but
That's the one with
very hot. It's
Gara and Renee Zellweger.
Huh.
You know
don't
what?
know that.
One movie I'm afraid of this summer is Pixels.
God, yes.
you should
Because
be
I
afraid of
know
that.
it's going to be terrible.
And it might not
Yep.
make as much money as they think it is, but again, like, how much value is it going to
No.
bring
It's hard.
in?
It's hard to bet against Sandler. Sandler
Yeah.
always brings in surprising amounts of money, no matter how
Does
crappy
he,
the
though?
movie is.
Yeah, true.
Indeed. Speaking of crack, Riverdale, on the Geek.io site,
Hey, Jazz, can you read?
I can't read.
This week.
But this week, oh, it isn't
Oh,
Raul.
it's not Raul.
It's not Raul. Who is that going? Who is that?
I don't think it's me.
I don't know. It's
Dale?
not me.
Dale, unmute. No,
Oh,
Dale's
CJ. It's
Is it
CJ
me?
because I can see the the little green lights. What's going on?
No, it's not me. It's Andy or Jazz.
Hey, Jazz, you.
Hey, it's Andy. Andy's echoing.
Okay. I will
What's going on?
set up for next week. That's weird.
That was weird. Okay. Anyway. This is live production, everyone.
Burger.
And you can unmute more. I'm sorry. I thought it was you. How it stacks is back to normal, and they're stacking the Addams Family and Addams Family values. Real Insight takes on Age of Ultron, but he's not going to be as cool as we are. The BGM is proving Sakani is the boss again, and here's the music. This working droid does digital videos, and Free Comic Book Day was last weekend, and the Comic Cave has a review of it. Remember, the first Saturday in May is Free Comic Book Day, so go do it next year. Don't be lazy. Make it
You don't have a
happen.
choice. Do it.
Also, please remember to visit our Patreon site over at patreon.com/geekio to help out with a small monthly donation. If you think we're worth $5 for all of our content, we'll give you and your site, cause, or whatever you need a shout out at the top of the show. If you think we're worth 10, we'll read a Twitter-length post for you.
That's the one thing I actually wanted echoed, and it's a shame that it won't echo.
I know.
I can turn on an echo. Like
Echo. I don't know. We can be heard on Stitcher Radio. Search for Geek.io to help us out if you do, as well as on iTunes. Be sure to leave us an honest review, and we'll gladly read it on the show.
Oh, Bill Meeks joined us in the chat room.
Because that's a thing.
Hey, Bill. Sorry, we didn't look at the chat because normal people don't come in there. So, hi, Bill.
Hi, Bill.
Right.
How's it going?
Anything else before we head on out of here?
I don't know. Who's reading the show title candidates?
Well, I can't read. Sorry, I got that going for me.
Raul, it's your first time around. Read the show title candidates.
They're at the top of page 2.
Okay.
Scrolling.
Sheriff Cornstash. Better version of Whiplash. You eat the candy, you get diabetes. Diabetes. You squished his head for me. I love you. Rom-com fight choreograph. Holy chain gun. Wizard slap fight. Devolving into slappery. Milk on wooden shelves. Magic dab.
No, it's supposed to be diabetes.
Oh. Magic diabetes. Filled with shit that didn't make sense. Horse nudity.
I'm glad we got
10 Tito's. All the way.
10 Tito's.
All right, folks. On that note, we're going to go ahead and head on out of here. So, on that note, join us next week where all of us except for Andy go watch a movie in the movie theaters. If you want us to do more stuff in the movie theaters, hey, go over to patreon.com/geekio so I can actually afford to pay these guys to actually go to the movie theaters.
Hey, no, any chance I get to take a hot supermodel to the movie theater, guys, it's great. So go over to patreon.com/geekio.
Yeah, right. All right, bye, guys. Anything else before we head on out?
I don't think so.
Do I have anything else about the shitty movie? I don't think I do. The end.
I'm sorry, you can't keep calling it a shitty movie if you give it a 6.
You
just can't do it.
No. I said that
that was louder than it was supposed to be.
I was grooving it, man. I'm grooving it.
I'm surprised they didn't use music like that in the fight scenes. Honestly.
You're right.
You're expecting like Disturbed or something like that?
Well, that's what we kind of got.
Yeah.
The jazz number would have been nice. At the red moon. If they did like a sexy jazz number, that would have been great. To imagine like.
All right, folks. Good night. We'll see you next week.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
All right, everybody.
Why is that not playing? There we go.
This
A Geek.io production. Copyright 2015. Geek.io. Geek and Geek.
Thank you.